Baltimore to Cape Canaveral and then to Fort Lauderdale. Sorry, Cape Canaveral to Fort Lauderdale was not planned. Welcome aboard Motor Vessel Bravo. Evening departure here. We're up in Baltimore, heading down to Cape Canaveral. It's going to be about a 3.5 day run. Usually we don't like to depart this time of the year. Not the best time to be off in the Atlantic with all the cold fronts and that sort of thing. So we are actually shooting a little bit window in between the big cold front that just came and all the cold weather that's going to be coming behind it. So it's going to be, it's not going to be the smoothest journey. So if you take a look at our route here, we are coming down the Chesapeake Bay, which you see here, coming on down, and then as we talked about on the previous videos, why Cape Hatteras is such a dangerous area. So this is Cape Hatteras, turn right here, and this is the land, and it's actually only about 7 feet deep, about 20 miles out, and then it goes down to about 15,000 feet deep here, and this is the big Gulf Stream that's coming up here. So this is we're actually planning our entire departure because of how critical it is to make this turn and be in this area in favorable weather. So that's what we're actually planning the trip on. We need to be around in Cape Hatteras at 0000 hours, which is midnight on Friday morning or Thursday night, however you want to look at it, and that's what we're planning for. Okay, welcome aboard Bravo, kind of day 2. It's really like day and a half, not even a day and a half, it's about 9 hours in. We're out in the Chesapeake Bay. Sorry for the hoodie. Why we're out here right now, I have no idea. Anyhow, it's like 36 degrees, so it's warm in the boat. The sea state's actually terrible. We're in about 3 to 4. So of course, you're looking at the videos and that sort of thing, it's just not going to show it. Actually, that way actually might be better. Look at the big breaking waves right over there.
This is Captain G Wiz with your G Wiz information of the day. Throughout this video, you'll see a bunch of our clips of the sea state that kind of look like this. But if we're in such bad conditions, why doesn't it look like this? Some of the reasons why some waves look small on camera is because of the angle of the filming, the frequency of the waves, and the wind making the waves crest. Now take a look at this video. Sea doesn't look that bad, right? Now this is from the inside of the boat, at the same time as that last video. Now keep your eyes on the horizon. Watch the water go up and down as the boat goes over the waves. Although the first video makes the waves look very small, it was actually very hard to stand up while we were underway. Be sure to keep your position, angle, and wave quality in mind next time you film yourself out at sea. Captain G Wiz out.
The good news is it's a falling sea, so the wave is going with us, which still makes it a relatively comfortable ride. We are going to be passing Norfolk here, which is up in front of us here at around 9:30 this morning, and then we're going to be going out to Cape Hatteras, where they're expecting 5-footers to 6-footers most of the day when we pass Cape Hatteras at midnight tonight. So this is kind of what we are expecting. The wind's been keeping up at around 28 knots right now off the tail. So yeah, 28 knots. So it's been bumping between that and 40 right now. Good morning from Bravo, day 2-ish. rounded Cape Hatteras last night, a little bit ahead of schedule, around 10 o'clock. I alluded to this in the earlier video. Why was it so important to pass Hatteras about 10 to midnight last night? Well, we have meteorologists that we work with. He was actually in the Navy, and between him and myself, we worked together on putting together these plans. Because we had to get the boat down to Cape Canaveral, we were kind of dealing with a really small window between my schedule and what we could possibly do. So why was it so important to get down around Cape Hatteras at the time we did? When the cold front passed here last night, the winds were from the northwest here. So this is Cape Hatteras. This was our track last night, which was the yellow track here. So the winds were coming from this way, which means as we came down this coastline here, we are somewhat protected because the northwest winds were driving up these big waves. So that's why we came down here. But as we passed Cape Hatteras last night, the wind actually shifted directions, so it would remain on our stern the whole time. So as you can see, we're down here now, which we're just coming up to Morehead City and Wilmington. And as we made the turn last night, the wind actually followed us. So if you look up here right now, you can actually see the wind is still on our stern. And you're not going to see it via videos, but basically we continue to have a following sea. So it's really, really important for us to get the timing right to get around Cape Hatteras. In fact, our first mate Scott said to us last night that this first time he was around Cape Hatteras, he says you could physically feel the boat as it was going around Cape Hatteras because you get into this area of sea that's totally confused. You get waves and currents coming in from all different directions, and it lasted for about 3.5 to 4 miles, which for us is about a half hour. So you can actually feel the vessel like shaking and moving in different directions than it was. So, somewhat, I can call it an unsettled vessel. So anyhow, we're on our way right now. We're just coming off, like I said, Wilmington, North Carolina. We've actually ditched the lung pants at this point. We're now wearing sweatshirts and just shorts now, and we've actually turned the air conditioning on, which is a welcome change from 35 degrees yesterday. So sea state is still terrible. Probably today it's going to be 3 to 5 foot seas pretty much all day with 20 knot winds on our stern, but it's honestly not that bad of a ride. So we'll give you an update tomorrow morning. Let's see, by tomorrow morning we'll be coming around near Jacksonville. So thanks for watching. Good morning from Bravo. Day 3. Mother Nature has literally thrown just about every type of weather condition, at least sea condition, at us. So as the day goes on today, we're going to be experiencing 5 to 7 footers in about a 9-second period, which is pretty big stuff. And it's just going to be off our side here, which is going to make a really uncomfortable day. And we'll still be arriving about 9 o'clock, about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we're going to have these types of sea conditions pretty much all day. In fact, I'm seeking shallower water. So as you can see here, these numbers all represent depth. And we were kind of tracking this way, going to be going out to 100-foot wave depths. And now we've made a turn to kind of seek shallower water. The reason you do that, it takes some of the energy out of the swells and that sort of thing, makes it a little bit more comfortable of a ride. So these are all the factors you gotta consider when you're doing this sort of thing. Last night was just an absolutely atrocious night. Unforecasted again. We were supposed to have pretty light waves and that sort of thing, and a small mini trough developed right off the Carolina coast. And just beat the crap out of us last night. Most of us are pretty tired. Not from, just lack of sleeping. It wasn't a good night to sleep. So anyhow, about 18, 19 hours we'll be there. Don't think I'll run in December again. I kind of knew that this was going to be the case, but it turned out to be not so great ride as we expected. So if there's anything comes up, if not, you'll see a video tomorrow morning of us in Cape Canaveral. So we are just coming up to the channel right now to Cape Canaveral. The crew's outside getting the lines ready. We typically do this about half an hour, 45 minutes prior to arrival. We'll start to get the lines ready. The fender's blown up. So it's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. We'll probably be at the dock by 2 and shut down. And then all of us probably hit the sack around 3. So I'll do a little bit of a time lapse on the way in, so you can see the arrival. The center area is pretty cool to go into. It's where they recover the SpaceX rockets and that sort of thing. So. Welcome to Bravo. Unplanned Move, I guess you could say. We're in Cape Canaveral, heading down actually Fort Lauderdale. This marine up here is just not conducive for us. It's just, we were supposed to be in a slip 2 slips over. And it's just a little tight. If you can kind of take a look, this is all the space that we have if there's a boat that pulls up next to us. So here's my hand. So we have about 9 inches, 10 inches. So it's really not good for us. We were supposed to be 2 slips up. This boat never left. Whatever. So we're gonna be pulling out of here. Challenge is actually getting out of here.
This is Captain G Wiz with your second dose of information for the day. Now let's talk about how hard Bravo really is to drive. On a typical boat, if you have 2 throttles going forward, the boat moves forward. If you have 2 throttles in reverse, the boat is in reverse. If your starboard throttle is forward and your port is in reverse, the boat turns to port. And if the port is forward and starboard in reverse, you turn to starboard. And this is how Bravo handles. 2 throttles forward and you're going forward. 2 in reverse, still going in reverse. The difference is where you split the throttles. With your starboard forward and port in reverse, you move forward with a slight turn to port. Port forward and starboard in reverse, you're still moving forward, but a turn to starboard. Because Bravo doesn't turn well in reverse, you have to compensate using both throttles. Instead of using both throttles at once, you have to use each separately. You'll be going in a back and forth motion like you see here, when both arriving and departing a dock. Here you can see how much throttle is really being used when moving away from a dock. Notice all of the bottom being stirred up while moving away. Now you know how challenging Bravo can really be to maneuver. Get ready for this next clip of us leaving Cape Canaveral. Captain G Wiz out.
It's really not good for us. We were supposed to be 2 slips up. This boat never left. Whatever. So we're gonna be pulling out of here. Challenge is actually getting out of here. Of course, I have no rearward visibility, so I'm gonna be relying on Scott, our first mate, to make the calls out as I back it out. But basically, we're gonna have to back the vessel up that way with only about 8 inches of clearance here, and then turn the stern that way and pull us and back us out that way. So this boat does not like, the back end does not like to move sideways at all, because it's we've got a huge 7.5 foot keel, and so it really doesn't like to move. So this is gonna be interesting. So yeah, it is what it is. So well, you'll see in the next video. I'm gonna shoot it from the helm, us backing out nice and slow, but obviously you won't be able to see anything back here. But I'll let you know how much damage it is when we back out. Castle Bravo, Lauderdale. We're here. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You'll see some of the pictures from the last night. But wow, what a great morning. So we are attached to a tug. We actually have one up there, as you can see, and right there. And then if you look over here, you'll see another one attached to our stern. And the reason for that is, if you look here, we're actually going to be going all the way up here. Ooh, crap. All the way up this river. It's called the New River. And right where you see all these yellow triangles, those are all big boats. And this is Lauderdale Marine Center. This is kind of the super yacht capital of the world here. So most captains and owners and that sort of thing prefer to be tucked up the river rather than trying to take a chance. It's too tight, it's too windy. You know, if this was a 50-foot boat, 60-foot boat, it wouldn't be a problem. But with a large vessel like this, you actually run out of room sometimes. So anyhow, that's what is going on, and then we're moving into our new marina in Port 32.
All good things must come to an end. In May of 2023, we sold Bravo down in Fort Lauderdale, and it was time for our next adventure. On the next episode, we'll share our experiences of having crew live and work on board the vessel, and how many of them eventually became a part of the family. But just like any regular family, problems always occurred. If you enjoyed this video and want to see the channel grow, please leave a like, comment, share with your friends, and subscribe. And if you haven't seen it already, click the link for our previous video. See you next time.